mic? Oh, cool. I'll just hold it. Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good week. I just wanted to get up and talk about a couple of things. I actually, Larry, I've spoken about it before, but he's part of a coaching program. He coaches lenders and real estate professionals around the country. I'm also a part of that program myself. And I just want to share three things that we spoke in my coaching session yesterday that I think is impactful and could be helpful for you and your business besides getting arrested in 2025. The first thing is financial planners and CPAs. There are over 3 million certified financial planners, CPAs across the country, and that's your standard financial advisors, that's insurance agents, that's your accountants. Those are typically the most untapped resource of referral sources that most people, lenders and realtors, do not talk to, right? So typically, we assume as people in our world that you either speak to a realtor or lender first, but most of the time, people are speaking to their financial advisors before they make any sort of move, right? So, and those financial advisors never get called on by real estate professionals. So what I would encourage you to do is if you have people within your network that are advisors or CPAs, get meetings scheduled with them before January 1st because they're going to get busy after the first of the year, and talk to them about your value proposition, how you can incorporate and work with each other to refer business in 2025. I think it's just an untapped resource. It's a big initiative that we're working on, not just within that coaching company, but within our team. So I wanted to share that. Second thing is 100 gratitude calls. First the police, now the fire alarm. Bad sign. Bad sign. This is something that came from the top of that coaching company as well. And that's an initiative that I would encourage you guys to take part of is between now and then the end of the year, try to call 100 people within your life. And I would start with, first you start with people within your business that you work with on a daily basis or a consistent basis. That could be referral partners or trusted advisors, whoever it might be, people within Exit, people within this team. Show your gratitude to them. Show that you appreciate them. Number one, that's going to make you feel good, but it's going to boost like your energy going into the year. And then when you get past the people you work with, move into your referral partners, move into your family, move into your friends, move into people that are important in your life. You'd be surprised, and I bet you pleasantly surprised, that on 100 phone calls showing gratitude to the most important people in your life for the year, how many leads and referrals you get, again, going into January, right? So that's number two. Bob, is there any specific topics that you wanted me to cover or anything, or any questions for the group, I should say, about the market or going into next year? Any other initiatives that you guys wanted me to talk about?
First-time home buyers.
Mm-hmm.
The paperwork gets a little overwhelming for first-time home buyers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you help with the process?
Yeah. So the way that it works when someone comes over, the first conversation is just an introductory call. It takes 5 minutes. Just thank you for Lori. Let's say that you referred Bob. I would call Bob and say, hey, Bob, just wanted to call and introduce myself. Lori from Exit Realty gave me your information. She asked that I give you a call. First of all, you're in great hands with Lori. She's a phenomenal realtor. I know she's going to take great care of you. So I want to just call for 5 minutes to introduce myself, see how we can help you out. Break the ice, understand what they're looking to do. From there, we schedule the first pre-approval meeting. We send out the online application prior to the meeting with the list of all the documentation that they need to collect. And what we say is, hey, Bob, if you can get this documentation in, great. If you have questions or there's things that you're not sure of, don't worry about it. We'll meet first, and then I'll review everything with you on the call to answer any questions so that you know exactly what you need to get and how to get it to us. And if you have problems uploading it, I could pick them up from you. If you have issues downloading the website, our team can help you get that set up. So yes, it's a not to say overwhelming process. It's a stressful process in the beginning because it's especially for first time buyers. It's brand new, but we walk them through the whole process, hold their hand to make it as easy as we can. So, anything else?
They have some programs. I mean, a lot of times we feel that somebody is not qualified because of their self-employed or their income. That Cross Country has some amazing programs where the the non-QM program where they just take your basically your bank, the bank statements that are money going into your account. They're not looking at your bottom line on tax return, correct? Nick?
Yep. So Cross Country is the #1 non-QM retail lender in the country the past 2 years. The majority of those programs that they do are the DSCR program, debt service coverage ratio, which is for investors. They don't look at anything in terms of income. You actually don't put any income in the file. All they look at is what the rent is going to be on the property compared to what your mortgage payment's going to be. So that's it. It's a very simplified program. You have the assets and you have enough rent coming in to cover. It doesn't even have to fully cover. The lowest is 75% of what the mortgage payment is. You can get approved for that program. The business bank statement program is they look at if you have self-employed borrowers who, let's say, don't show a lot on their taxes, or they had a loss and they had to write something off 1 year for some reason and it's messed up, and you'd say, oh, well, I can't buy for 2 years. What that program is they look at the last 12 or 24 months of business bank statements. So let's say they're depositing $50,000 a month in their business, but they only show $50,000 a year on their taxes. We actually use the $50,000 a month in monthly income to help them qualify. So I've had large purchases in New York, Florida, New Jersey, Monmouth County, places around here. It's a great program too. Other non-QM programs, they have ITIN loans. We have a 5-unit residential program, which most lenders do not have. Most of them max out at 4 units. Other ones as well. Sorry, just off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but,
no, that's good. But I mean, you guys, again, in 2025, we're looking for the ones that want to make money and do some of these things. And a program like that would be, hey, Maggie, how you doing? Hey, listen, how's your mom doing? It was great seeing you the other day. Hey, listen, Maggie, I don't know if you know anybody that's looking to maybe invest in real estate, but we have an amazing program where the rents cover the mortgage. You don't need to qualify other than the rents coming in. We have some great investment properties. If you know of anybody that might be thinking of investing in real estate, would you have them call me? I mean,
look at Bob go.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to bother my people. Oh, I'm a father.
Rent coverage.
No, that's because you're bothering them. You're not
15%.
giving them value.
Yeah, minimum.
I did close a loan last week, and it was an ITIN loan.
Yep.
And the buyer's mortgage payment is less than what he was renting. And it is important to put, for you to show your clients that you have a team of professionals that they can reach out to. Because he didn't even know that this program existed.
Yep.
And he
Exactly.
didn't even think he was able to buy a home because he has no income.
So
That's why we're here, because our agents don't even know these programs exist.
So-
We're here so you know, so you can have your clients know. And that's great, Maggie. And then, well, how does it work? What does it work? Let me get you in touch with my team, Maggie and Nick.
So the non-QM programs basically that we have is if there's a way to get a loan done, we have if there's a way, we have it, which is just important in terms of those difficult clients in terms of qualifying. And those are usually the clients that are going to be the most loyal and refer you the most business year over year, right? They're not going to care about commissions. They're not going to care about price. They're just happy because you're making an effort to help them qualify and get a home where most people wouldn't even take the time, right? 2 other quick things I have in front of you. Our next goal set, it's our last educational workshop for the year, is goal setting in December. Hope you guys can make it. It's usually our most popular workshop that we have, and it's a perfect way to segue into 2025 if you have not started your goal setting yet. And then the last thing I'd like to say is, as you're making those calls to your sphere, to your friends, your family, your past clients, I've said this script before. I think it's the most impactful script that I've learned in 5 or 6 years of coaching on my own end. And it goes something like this. I'd say, hey, Bob, Bob's a past client and we're talking. We're just catching up. I say, hey, Bob, by the way, do you have any friends, family, or coworkers that are looking to buy, sell, or refinance you think in 2025? And just say no. If you say yes, he's going to send you somebody. But let's say you said no, right? The response to it is, hey, Bob, totally get it. Here's the deal. I'm really trying to build my business even further in 2025. I want to work with people like you. I want to work with people that I have a great experience with. If you hear of anybody that's looking to do that, could I count on you to give my name and pass my name along?
Absolutely.
count on you. Use the word count on you when you're speaking to your past clients over the next 2 months, especially around the holidays, especially people are usually feeling good, people are feeling happy. You want them to feel, using the word count on makes them feel like inherently like they have to get it to you, right? Versus like, oh, if I said, well, can you just send it along if you hear somebody? It's a different, one word changes the whole tone of how people are going to help you out. So.
No, absolutely. That's great stuff, Nick. Yeah, sure. Got a question for you, Nick.
Yeah, that's where the interest rates on the non-QM loans, competitive. Oh, no, the rates in general. Oh, they're at like the high sixes, low sevens again. They climbed up. They were, if for anyone that took advantage of end of August into beginning of October, we closed people in the mid fives, and then people got cute and wanted to wait a little bit longer and said, hey, I think it's going to go down, and it didn't. So the hope is that they came out earlier this year and said that they're going to have 5 rate cuts next year. That's the plan. If that happens, we're expecting this time next year for us to be settling conservatively somewhere in like the low to mid fives. So
Wow.
which is
like every quarter they're looking at?
well, they have the meetings every quarter, but they can have cuts not just at their quarterly meetings, so that they can schedule other ones in between. There's been years where there's been 6 rate cuts going back to like 2020 and 2021.
So that's great news. And I know if Larry was here, what he would say is don't focus on the rate. In other words, don't focus on the rate. What that decrease in rate will do is the perception of the buyers will be, whoa, let me get in, okay? And so that's what's going to happen because you guys, whether the rate's 5, 6, or 7, you can fit them into something that's within their budget.
We're going to wrap up the year and do about 10 million in the next 45 days. We're still busy. You guys can still be busy too. Look at it, especially with the non-QM loans. Red ocean and a blue ocean. A red ocean is sharks are already in the water. That's the feeding frenzy. People are already in that space. Go to the blue ocean. Go to the places that people aren't going in your world, which is financial advisors, CPAs. Go to those non-QM loans. They're a little bit more work, specifically on the lender side of things, just to make sure they get approved. But those are like I said, those are the clients that'll be with you long term. So.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Appreciate it. Another thing along those lines that an agent can talk to your database about is something about, hey, Denise, hi, how's it going? I'm looking forward to your event. I'm going to see you there. Hey, listen, Denise, I'm really excited about my real estate career, and you know, you're somebody that I really trust. And would you tell me anything that you think would be important for me to put in my business plan for 2025? Because I really, trust you and would value your opinion. Well, this is a client. This is your database I'm talking to. Yeah, so, and I'm talking to the other Denise. But anyway, I mean, these are things that, the calls that you want to start making if you really want to start making some money and really want to do this business. If you don't really want to do this business, that's okay. Get a job. No, get a job, really. We're going to show you health. We've partnered with a company with health insurance, and it's an amazing product that they have. Patricia's going to talk about it. We have somebody that's going to be talking about it because we know 1099 people are always trying to get, affordable insurance. But if you're really not going to do this, if you're not going to make the commitment, then do something else. Because you'll make a steady paycheck. You probably get some health insurance. Just do that. I'm being serious for 2025 because we want to go with the people that really want to do this. Okay? We really want to, because we have people in this company making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, and they're the same as you. It's just doing the things that you need to do. So you're going to make a decision. We love you either way. Okay? So anyway, just wanted to tell you that. All right, Maggie Ripnick. You got to be using Maggie. Every buyer, get them in touch with her, going over the closing costs and things like that. So Maggie, come on up.
Thank you. Did everybody get a sheet? Yes. Yes? Okay. There's extra up here. So, okay. How do I use this? I don't even know how to use it. Okay. Good morning. Sorry. Are you? Oh, she's putting this. Sorry, Addison. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me. So I know we had a title talk a few months ago on liens and judgments, but today I provided a flyer. There's different categories. I mean, we could really get in depth, but it's just an overview of the different liens and judgments that can be against somebody. Personally and along with the property. You know, it does show the place of recording, which we know judgments are always recorded by the county. And there's always different types of judgments. It could be a child support judgment. It could be a DMV judgment, lease pendants. There's all different types of judgments. But as title is concerned, no matter what the judgment or lien is, it's important to make sure that, say you have a client, right, a seller or a buyer, and they did have a judgment against them or a lien, you want to make sure that it was discharged, because if we run title and say they paid it off, a DMV bill, even for $80, if they paid it off but it wasn't discharged, it shows open on our end, which is still a title issue. So it is important to communicate that with them, and as always, we could always run a free judgment lien search to see if it's open or has been discharged. I've been at closings before and with buyers, and they have, say their name is John Smith, right? There's been other John Smiths with judgments against them. But what we do is we go over them just to make sure, since the name is similar, that they're not against them personally. So we just initial and cross it off, and because people do still have open judgments, so we just verify that they're not against them at the day of closing. And a judgment lien search isn't like a property search. It could actually come back in about 24 hours, so that's quicker than a property search. Sorry, I feel like I'm throwing a lot of information at you. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Search for these judgments.
We use the Charles Jones search through our AccuTitle. Yeah.
You have like a program that you pay for to do it? Not like I can just do it.
Yeah, no, it's through our AccuTitle software. Yeah, and it comes back fairly quickly. Yeah.
These are a lot of different judgments.
Yeah, there's a lot, but
You're buying a property
yes,
and you have a judgment, you're the buyer,
yes.
and it's not clear. Does it go to the property? Or how does that work? Or you can't?
The
buy
buyer
a
wouldn't
property
be
until it clears off?
yeah.
What happens?
So the underwriter wouldn't approve the loan, where's Nick, or and we wouldn't close with the judgment being against the buyer. So we would pay it off at closing, or they would pay it off before closing and show us proof of it being paid, and then the judgment would be discharged. Yeah.
Maggie, are there any judgments that you don't have to pay off before being able to close?
No. All judgments have to be paid.
From a credit standpoint, is there's non-medical collections do not have to be paid off prior to closing. Or I'm sorry, medical collections. Non-medical do, just like they fall on the same lines of judgment, but medical collections do not have to be paid off prior to closing to be a client.
That's funny. That's on here. Physician, dentist, lien. Yeah. No, it's okay. What else is new?
His wife had a lot of credit cards that was not paid. And like a couple of days before closing, the husband called me and he said, I'm not closing, forget it, I'm not selling the house anymore. I didn't know about it. It was like $15,000 about 11 years ago. And they were going to get but I had the house on the market twice before, and he pulled the same stuff for different reasons. He was really afraid to sell the house, basically. So this was the third time. And I said to him, that's I bought you the deal, if I do share responsibility, was done, and you owe me a commission. They close in 3 days. And they write whatever, they must have paid the debt at closing, but the funny part, it was JJ from Leonardo. And the funny part was they moved to Florida, and he shot me a text about 4 months later, thanking me for making him close, because he's so happy down in Florida.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that, it was $15,000.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't mess with Denise's commission.
I'm not doing this for free.
Yeah.
Oh, there is time on it.
Nobody works for free. Yeah. Yeah.
So, the credit card, that was there for 15 years, like, that doesn't go away?
No. Well, it all depends. They weren't, there was $15,000 in credit cards. Yeah.
Must have been liens against the house.
Oh, they just have to pay a lot of interest on it then, if they weren't paying them.
Yeah, and he didn't know that.
Yeah, so she must have just not been making even a minimum payment, or it was just, yeah, overcurring. Yes.
So, the title company, when they do the search, they only do it by name, right, of the individuals. And
Yes.
a lot of us have similar names, so.
Exactly.
They come up with all these liens because you have similar names, and then the client looks at that and they freak out, oh my God, they're not mine, all this and all that.
Right.
Why, my question is, why don't the title company get the seller and the buyer's social security and search by social security? Because a lot of us have similar names, but
Yeah.
the social security number is what's key.
They actually do. So the Social Security number is on the Charles Jones sheet. What we do, it's just kind of like a peace of mind for the buyer at closing. We say, these judgments were sent to the seller's attorney and the buyer's attorney. They reviewed them. They're not against you. But just on our end, we want you to acknowledge that there's other people with your name that have judgments against them, but they're not going to follow you on this property. Yeah.
I would suggest if you have a client that has a very common name, to ask the title to be run ahead of time. Because
Yeah.
I had someone whose title came back, I'm not kidding you, it was this thick.
Yeah.
And it took him hours to get through that. And they did it before closing, because closing would have took 6 hours at that point.
Yeah. I prefer that too. No, I'm kidding.
See,
Yeah,
now
once-
the
yeah.
title companies are doing it. I had a situation where the lawyer, it was one of those where there was like 100 pages of, it was either Brown or Smith or something like that, and he swore that it was not him, and the attorney was a little sloppy, closed, and there was a $80,000
Oh,
I think it was IRS judgment.
sounds like it would be
against
IRS
him.
80,000.
And lo and behold, he was back in Brazil. And
Wow.
nowhere to be found. And
Yeah.
now it was a big mess. It was a bit
Yeah.
the lawyer. And now this didn't come to light till years later.
Yeah.
Because now there's this lien
Right, it
that
followed
was never
them.
taken care of, a judgment, and
Yeah.
so now the seller who had bought it sued the lawyer.
Yeah.
The lawyer
Yeah.
ended up having to, I don't know if his errors and omissions covered it or not, but it was, no, because it was legitimately that guy.
He got away with it,
He
basically.
said it wasn't.
Right. Right.
So just one thing with IRS, is because we're dealing with this right now with somebody. IRS liens and judgments separate, like that's a title thing. But if someone has like a large IRS payment that they owe, as long as you can show an agreed upon payment plan, people can close on a home without their delinquent IRS bill.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Nick was right about the medical. I actually know that for myself. Yeah, the medical is the only one that you can close. And then, yeah.
Non-medical has to be settled
Yes.
or paid prior to closing.
Yes.
But I also, with the IRS, I had one coming in the front door, where there was no equity in the house, so the IRS, with an attorney that handles that, got the lien off the house, kept it on the person and let the house be sold. So there's different ways, and it's not always, you know, just, oh, we can't close. But
Yeah.
this is where you gotta consult with, Maggie. Yeah, Gene?
In that case, right, where that guy went to Brazil, there was a judgment, that doesn't affect the buyer, right? Because isn't that the reason they get title, to make sure they're getting a...
It affected the buyer because he then went to sell years later and that came up.
Right.
It was a lien against, and it had to be paid off and he
So,
couldn't sell the house.
Yeah,
So he
usually,
sued the lawyer.
yeah, probably sue the lawyer. It depends. The title company could pay the claim for him. It depends on the title company and the situation. What? Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot. If everybody is going to Triple Play, we are hosting a happy hour Tuesday, December 10th from 4 to 6 at the MGM Sports Bar.
And we're gonna
Come,
meet
it will
there.
be fun.
Anybody that's, who's going to, Triple Play?
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, come. If you're if you're looking to recruit any agents, bring them.
God. Anyway, we're gonna
Yeah.
meet at their party at that Tuesday.
Yeah, and feel free to bring anybody that you work with, or if you're recruiting, more than.
Yeah, absolutely. Maggie, I want everybody though to have your buyers consult with Maggie. If it can't be in person, do a Zoom. Zoom's free. You have a free Zoom account. Zoom with her just to get some questions answered. If that can't work, have, say, part of my team, you know, oh no, I understand this. No, I want you to talk to one of my team. Okay? Whether it be, you know, mortgage obviously, but definitely with Maggie. Okay? Thanks, Maggie. We have a real special treat today. Look who's in the house, everybody. I don't know, but I think it's Sean did it. Sean set up the time. No, you're fine. He did that crawl space, right? Get your ass over here and help me out. Brandon, Daddy, good to see you.
You're good.
All right, Maggie. See you in bed. How are you?
So I have to tell you guys, it's cool. I mean, I'm not going to lose, I go
Just hold it.
You know, I like to get up in the morning. You know, that's the way my morning. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know, so you can go online around. You guys can go to Bob and you guys go into a house and you're looking to buy a house, but you'll be fine, or you're looking to list a house. You can always FaceTime. Say, Ray, this is what I see. What do you think? You know, and I don't charge anybody for anything like that. Anytime you guys are in the house and you have any questions, always feel free. You know I'm not here. Just Zoom me or FaceTime me. Tell me what the problem is, and I can look and let you know what we think at that point, without having to go through having an inspection and things like that. And that can save you a lot of time, so shouldn't be doing the listing, because I've had people, new agents come in and they just think they're so excited to get listing, they just list. But meanwhile, they didn't check out the house, they didn't have me do a pre-sale inspection or showing. So what happens is, they don't know what's going on, and they go and find out there's problems that we could have caught in the beginning, before they waste a month and spending money on it. And doing all that, before they get to that point, you can say, well, wait, this is what the problem is. Bring this book, let's get it appraised, let's get it, you know, let's get it taken care of. Somebody can look at it, we can get, you know, an idea of what it costs to fix. So you guys can always call me at any time, let me know what's going on, even though you've got Sean.
Yeah, but Sean's in the crawl space. You don't know to buy.
Hey, just to let you know, Sean just became my son-in-law. So, I want to tell you guys talking about credit card debt, so I'm not going to tell you a little story. So they stole my wife's credit card. I didn't report it. You want to know why? Well, I got it stolen, spent less than she did. All right, I'll leave it to Sean.
How are you? I think your business cards are at the office.
That's right. But just a couple of things, stuff that's coming up in the home inspection world. Starting in January 2025, what's going to be happening is for your HOA being used currently. So we're expecting pretty much all HVAC prices and services to increase. Not something that's necessarily going to be like a need and you see right away, but something that like you need to know for your clients in the future. Like, hey, if you have an HVAC problem, this is not something that is going to benefit us to wait on. It's got to be something that's going to be done right away because there are going to be some HVAC companies that do have people who are over that they can do a quick, easy recharge versus, and you spend $500 on the recharge versus having to replace your entire system for $15,000. So with that change, we want to be as proactive as possible with any HVAC issues that are coming up. So that's kind of like the most important that's going on right now. If you guys have any questions, and like even if you guys like have a client that they are questioning your HVAC system, not necessarily a problem, send me the information. Like I'm happy to take a look at it and let you know like hey, this is
upgrade truck from home market?
probably not. Probably not. They did this like years ago with another form of home improvement that they use, R22, and now basically no one has R22 anymore because like the personal supplies that basically just run out. So now anyone that has an R22 system that goes down can be replacement with no expenses.
So that's actually, is that cost as well?
I don't know about vehicles honestly. I think definitely for like a central HVAC system, but I don't know about your vehicle. But yeah, so that's the one thing that I just want you guys to be aware of and be proactive with your clients about. Like, hey, if it's a 15-year-old HVAC system, it's going to have one, this type of old refrigerant. We need to make sure that the system is, operating properly. It's always a good idea to get an HVAC guy there to tune up before you sell, buy whatever it is.
So what's the official explanation as to why this change is?
Environment systems. They're making it more environmentally friendly. So the current refrigerant that they have is technically flammable, although it's not really like super getting in contact with anything like that. But to make it safer and more environmentally friendly, they've changed like the formula for it. So it's, and they can't be like swapped. So it's not like you can use like the new refrigerant in an old system. It's a totally different system.
That's huge. I kind of have worries because somebody just bought a 20-year-old system.
Right.
So they got a basic warranty, but
Yeah.
that all it's like $125 more to have that part where
They can get it swapped and change it up.
I was just gonna say, maybe check with the whole, like, I know you guys have a warranty company, so you might wanna check, because I thought I had a warranty company, so I pay a monthly fee, if it goes down, they pay me $5,000 for my air conditioning system, that's the max they'll pay. But, that's if it can't be fixed, so if the law states that it has to be changed, I don't know how that works with the company. I don't know if it has to be changed, they have to fix it, but does that count, because the government said that has to change? So I would check with the warranty company, they might be obligated to fix it.
I was going to say, we should, if we reach out, we should be reaching out to the HVAC, the company, or the contractor, and ask them, there may be situations where you have a client that doesn't have the funds to replace something, and they're gonna have to, and if they can't credit it, and they can't close for whatever reason, maybe they'll be able to do the work and put it on the closing document and get paid at closing from the assets of the house. So maybe if you have someone in your back pocket like that, you can refer them the business, and then that might make you one step ahead of everybody else that's going on that acoustic equipment, because you're gonna be able to help them out.
Totally agree. And like to piggyback off of what Jermaine just said, people in the HVAC industry, like they've known that this refrigerant change is coming, so they have stocked up on the current refrigerant they have, so that they can service people and save people some money to be more attractive as a contractor. So, call around, find your HVAC guys, see who has that refrigerant still and is going to be supplying that. That way, like Drew said, you don't have to necessarily replace the system if you have someone that has that refrigerant that can take care of it. So, and like I said, if you guys need anything at any point, I know there's some agents in the room, so we're always here for you guys if you have any questions, anything like that. Certainly don't hesitate to let us know. Yes.
Do you recommend getting an
So as long as the system's working and like giving us a good like, temperature drop, I mean obviously we're in the heating season now, so not a lot of people are turning on their AC.
Yeah.
It's never a bad idea to get that pre-sale inspection because like Ray said, it's just like another you know, more information that you guys have to kind of be prepared and make the sale go as smooth as possible. But like I was saying earlier, I always recommend also getting it checked out from an HVAC technician or HVAC company to come out and just service the system once a year to make sure everything is fine.
So in this time of year, we're not allowed to check the AC system. So legally, we're not allowed, because our insurance will cover it. And if by state rules, we're not allowed to check it. But you can bring in an HVAC guy, and they can check it down to a lower temperature than we can. We can't go below 65 degrees, but they can go down to like 30. And they, you know, by warming and stuff like that. But I think your question was, if you have that refrigerator, should you change it now? Or, no, because if you have an old unit and they change it, you're gonna have to, when you change it, it's all within the AC tone. So when you change that, they're not gonna give you, like, so now if this is gone, and you get a new system. But you wanna make sure that you're replacing it with the new system. Because they're still allowed to use the old system to the end of the year. So if I was replacing the system now, I'd say, wait a minute, was it R4?
R410A.
I would say, you know, are you replacing my system? Make sure I want an R410 system, because otherwise you give me it to you now, and if it breaks in 2 years, now you got a problem with the changing. So if I was changing my system now, I would make sure I was getting the new.
More important than ever, why they're here.
You don't want to get now, yeah?
Why they're here. So that you guys can help your clients. And yourself. Tom, Allstate Insurance. I don't know if anybody, you guys have used Tom, or everybody that I've sent over to Tom has had raving reviews. So I appreciate that, making me look good, and so.
Everyone, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
If you had fallen out with any of your family members, that's not catching up. Two very interesting recent cases, actually before I get to that. Bending over to throw my back this weekend, doing leaves. He still hasn't kicked in yet. Judy called me, and Judy gave me a case that she said that she dealt with an agent for about 30 years, an insurance agent, and she said he couldn't get the policy that she needed. She was closing on a mobile home, and the mobile homes, first of all, very difficult to insure because the claim rates are very high. Problem with this case is the mortgage company, they hire a third-party company to look at the flood zone. That company declared that this was a flood zone property in a mobile home. So when Judy told the mortgage company that her insurance agent couldn't get insurance policy, usually the mortgage company, they have their own resources for insurance companies. And the mortgage company said none of their carriers would provide a flood policy in this area. Right? So that's why Judy called in. So I used 3 different carriers. 2 of them are private companies. A private company uses their own flood map. It's not FEMA. They don't have to abide by any FEMA laws. And they have their own specific flood map. Those 2 companies, they were a flat-out rejection. So the company that I actually did use was actually Allstate, which is a FEMA policy. So FEMA policy, we have to follow the laws and the rules of FEMA. I wasn't able to get a policy, flood policy, right? I submitted it, and the mortgage company came back and said, you need to reclassify this flood zone. You have listed as flood zone X, and X You would think it sounds bad, but it's not. It's not a flood zone. The third-party company that the mortgage company hired, they said it's flood zone AE, which is a very high risk for flood. So back in Sandy, this whole mobile home area was wiped out. That's why it's FEMA declared it a flood zone AE, which is very, very risky. I have software that allows me to do the exact latitude and longitude of the house. And when I submitted that to the Allstate FEMA policy, it has it in the policy, the exact latitude and longitude. So the mortgage company came back to me and said, I've got to reclassify that policy as a flood zone AE. That premium just for the flood policy was going to be close to $3,000 a year. And I know that was moving south. It's going to close on and take a flood policy for $3,000 on a mobile home. I went back to the mortgage company and their third-party company. They use actually two different third-party companies to declare their flood plans. I gave them the exact latitude and longitude, and we got a case issue. So the actual flood policy in flood zone X is only about $650 a year for the flood policy. If it was with the flood zone AE that the mortgage company wanted, it would have been close to about $3,000. And the only did it because I had the software to give the exact latitude and longitude of the property. Another interesting case is working on. I got a call from a lady. She has her auto insurance, she owns a home, and she has an investment product. And she said that a progressive agent pulled her up and said that he can save a lot of money and that she should get rid of her existing policies and he take everything over to Progressive. Right? So he saved her money on the auto insurance. When it came to the homes, there was an issue. And I still don't understand why insurance companies do this, but if you call up an insurance company on a homeowner's policy, and you speak to the claims department, and you ask them questions, they automatically put in a claim. Okay? Now, on a homeowner's policy, the claim amount on for this lady, she spoke to the claim department 3 times, but they never paid a claim. Right? So it shows $0 paid on 3 separate occasions. Every homeowner's insurance company classifies that as a claim, even though there was $0 paid out. I don't know why. I know that there's an expense for the insurance company to do that because they have to send an inspector. But for eligibility purposes, if you have two claims within the last 3 years, you are declined for most companies. Probably about 90% of the companies are declined. So this lady had 3 claims within the last 3 years. $0 were ever paid out because she just asked questions. She couldn't get insurance money with it either. The progressive agent gave her the auto. She saved money on her auto insurance. And what happens when you do a quote, in order for the insurance company to run your records, to run your claim history, and they also run your motor vehicles. So even on a homeowner policy, they run your motor vehicle. The insurance company doesn't go through the expense. They'll lose a ton of money. So they don't run those reports on a quote. That's why the progressive agent told her he was going to save money. It came up on the screen that his premiums would be lower because it's showing premiums based on no claims. But when he goes to submit the policy to the company, you have to submit the premium, or you have to put the mortgage company as the payer. That's when the insurance company runs the They will review the report, the claim history report. Because then they know that the buyer is serious and they'll go through that expense. That's when the rates came back up and they were all declined. So I was able to get this person on her primary residence a policy. It was about $100 more than what she was paying, but nobody else could get her a policy. I'm still trying to find a company. I know a company will, but I know the rates are going to be high for her landlord policy. There's an investment property. Investment property is harder to insure than a primary residence. There's just historically more claims. So I do have a carrier, but I know it's going to be more expensive. So I go through 12 different carriers. I'll go through all the different carriers, all come up projections, and then I'll go through one carrier that I know will insure. But she has a mortgage on that investment property. So you know what happens if, right, they find out that the insurance is now lapsed. The mortgage company has their own company that's going to send in 2 to 3 times more expensive than the regular policy. If you look carriers, then they're not cost-efficient carriers. Yes. So for insurance, they're all soft. They're all soft credit. Nothing's hard. It's all soft credit. Excuse me? Yes. That's true. And your credit history, depending on the carrier, some carriers, for example, like Geico, doesn't use your credit history as much compared to other carriers. But Geico is a risk taker, they take on more risk than other carriers. By the way, Geico doesn't sell homeowners insurance. Even though they advertise it, they don't sell. Come on, I don't know how they can get away with it. They sell auto. They have third-party organizations that sell homeowners. But Geico does not sell homeowners.
Here's some of the top.
They advertise that you can bundle your auto and home, but it's not Geico. It's another carrier. So I still don't know how they get away with it. So I just have one of the reasons why I went to Allstate. You saw State Farm, did you say? State Farm only sells State Farm. That's it. State Farm said, make it work for the client with our products. Well, it doesn't work. Not one company is going to offer the best products in every situation. So I went to Allstate because Allstate allowed me to go through, I have a resource of about 8 different companies. So that's the reason why I went there, and I had a lot of different resources to go to within that Allstate platform. Any questions?
I can tell you, he's a magician, and some of the things he did were amazing. That one by the water, that was, and you got that insurance on that one?
Yes.
Down in Martin or somewhere like that,
Yeah, it's you really have to be in business to know. And one of the problems is like a progressive agent. When an agency, you have an owner of an agency, right? The owner is running the business. Usually the owner doesn't get involved in sales. They're not involved in it. They're just running the office. And they hire the salespeople. And unfortunately, in our business, they've cut the commissions more than half within the last 5 years. They can't pay these people enough money to keep. So these agents are never trained properly. And they'll last a year, and then they're done, and they have to hire someone else. The agent's not properly trained. Since COVID, Allstate stopped selling most of their insurance in New Jersey. We're the only state. So Allstate stopped selling most of its insurance in New Jersey. They allow us to sell with a whole bunch of other companies. But since then, I had to let go of stuff. And since I've been in insurance since I quit, I worked Black Monday for a lot of you who know it. You know what Black Monday is, Larry? You probably even know. 1987, October 1987 was the largest stock market crash since 1929. I was a manager on the American Stock Exchange. And I had to work 110 hours that week. And once you become a manager, you don't get overtime. All my subordinates make more money than me. I resigned. And January 1987, I started in the insurance industry. And it's been great. You think that insurance, even when the economy is great, insurance does well, and when the economy is bad, insurance does well. Because people believe in insurance. So it's not an industry that's going to do bad, like the stock market, when the market goes down. Right? So I do everything in my agency. I don't have any more staff. So I do all the sales and running office, I do everything. I enjoy doing it. But I'm have more knowledge in the industry than just about any other agent you can speak with. Because the agency owners can't train people properly because they can't keep them.
And that's why he's here. Because we want to make sure that when you're recommending somebody for insurance, and your clients, that we know who you're recommending and that they are going to get taken care of. He's done some amazing insurance stuff. Are you going to be here if you want to talk to him after the meeting so we can move on and get Bart up here? But Tom's office is...
I'm in Portland now. I wasn't there until I was moved in. But I do the entire state. And I just want to pass this out because our next meeting, I want to go over this. And yes, that's back there. Okay. This is a very interesting topic. I'm both mentioning. Right? So on the way here.
Yeah, Tom, you know, you have your own stuff. Thanks, Tom. So, some of the people here have already So, exciting initiative. Bart, come on up. Bart Henderson, for those of you who don't know.
Yay, Bart.
What we've done, what Bart has done for us is we have a store, an exit store, which you can go to. Addison's will be the point person for our company, but I've already used it. I've got a beautiful shirt and logo. It was great, really nice. Got
Champion.
But all the things that we're always saying, Sheree, I'm having an event on Saturday. I need to have anything. No, now anything, the events that you have, the different, just things that you may want. We have a store now. You'll be able to go on and just order whatever you want. I know you're getting more items that will be increasing the items. But Bart's going to go through that with you now. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right, so do we have people at home too, or are you just recording?
No, yeah, we're live streaming.
All right, cool. So you guys all been sitting for a while, so I'm going to do something which some of you might find annoying, but everybody except you, stand up for 1 second. Stand up. So you can hear at home, stand up for 1 second. I'll tell you first off, I'm only going to speak for like 5 minutes, so that's good news, right? So everybody first, just give me 3 claps. All right, now take your hands, put them out in front of you, put them together. All right, let's just turn it out and just get a nice stretch. Let's hold it there. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. The women all look like
call us, it's today, Wednesday. We had someone call us last Wednesday, I guess, and they had an event on Monday, and they said, oh my God, we need something. I said, yep, go on your site, set up. If you pay 1 day shipping, we'll get it there in time, and it'll arrive to them on Monday before the event they wanted. So it was 3 days time. So, yeah, you have to pay the shipping. So, the point is, one thing at a time. Let me show you a little bit what it looks like. Thanks for getting this set up.
Yep.
So, totally customizable. We can put as many logos on this website as you want. So, let's say you're having a special event. Let's say you're going to, let's say a special event where you want Exit to just be represented. And maybe it's a spring picnic, right? If you send an email to Addison or to our team or whatever, we can put 2025 spring picnic, and you can come in here, so you can customize. So let's say you think you just want a t-shirt. But here you are, front of the shirt, you've got Exit commercial, but maybe you want to put in the back your individual team logo. So right here, we have one of the team logos here. Let me change the bunch.
If you have a logo, we will get them to Bart. I know Dreen has one, Patricia has one, anybody else, Denise, we'll get yours, Janice, yeah.
So any logo you want, you can throw it right on here. Now, t-shirts are one thing. You go, hey, I maybe not need a t-shirt, but let's say you have a client and you do a closing, and you just want to send something real quick. Maybe you want to put a nice blanket, right? So you can send client blankets. Click the button there. You can go ahead and put your team logo on it. So here we go. Boom. Let's say this team right here, team apart, and then check out, and it will go right to the client's house. We're making gifting easy. You only have to get one at a time. And like I said, we're going to produce in 2 days. If you don't pay for expedited shipping, we'll go regular ground shipping, but it'll generally arrive within 3 to 5 days of order. So very, very quick turnaround. Very easy setup. You can put on logos whatever you might want. So I will open it up to questions. You can click around the site. They're going to give you guys a link if they haven't done so already. Any questions before I go into the last thing? Questions about the site? Yes. So, on first time, I noticed that the Exit logos are actually really East Coast logos. Yep.
Yeah, yes, yes, correct, yeah.
The no embroidery on the site is all printed, so this is all printed material. So the polos with like poly, bush, wicking, and things like that will be printed. This is for taste and speed. So as a company, we can still do any regular version. If you wanted 12 embroidered shirts or something like that, we can do that. This site, the 2 day turnaround, everything's printed. Goes right to our printing machine, and our people just fill it right on. So go embroidery copies. And then as far as the logo goes, if you guys want, we can put it in.
Yeah.
Exit logos.
Yep, and then I think we were even talking about QR codes too, so we can get everything over to them, and then it would all just be in there in the same site, and you click your own personalized logo, and it's customized. And if you want to take it a step further, we could do so with the help of Bart.
Yeah. So, any other questions? This is a sugar blanket, so, I mean, there's tons of different blanket options that have those. Yeah, there's
Get one, Grandma.
You said grandma, so like here's a fun example. When you guys start looking around, if your client just has a baby, you get a baby, right?
There's ornaments, I think, right?
Or if the client has a baby, you can go in and get infant onesie. Like it's loading stuff.
Oh, an Exit infant onesie.
So like, there's no
That's great. That's great.
We have been full force on these company stores. If you guys have
Maggie, tell Derek. We can get Derek. We can get Kelly title to get a company store. Yeah.
I actually think that's a great question because I've seen them where when you're in line, it's on the back, which is better a lot of times than it on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So on the babies thing, it has to be on the front. No, the babies one is only, there's certain items like, here, for instance, you can put it on the back, and there's, put it on the front. But yeah, you have all sorts of options. You can do a left chest print too, for instance. Like if you want to be a logo on the shirt, you can go ahead and just put a left chest print. So I told you guys 5 minutes.
I just want to say just one quick testimonial. You guys saw the commercial products that we use Bargain's team for a good amount of parts. Parts not only great, like this has been the best guy you ever meet in terms of service and when it comes up issues. He will pick up the phone and he'll pick up the day. But phenomenal. The product, service, company,
I can't tell you enough over the course of all my years how many times we have Middletown Day, we have Homedale Day, we have Hazard Day, we have Average Day, we have all these days, we have different things, and we're scrambling to get something to have there, to put in the bag, to do this, you get bags, so anyway, this is like kind of a dream come true.
Now you can throw a Middletown Day on there.
If you wanted to, whatever, but it's great.
Very well. It's gonna an email's gonna go out with it.
Okay. We didn't want to send it out until Bart's, let you know what was going on with it, within Addison, and get it out. All right, we have another great initiative, Addison.
No, I know. It's Patricia. I don't know where she is. We texted.
This is, we've partnered with Clearwater Insurance. This company, as Exit is person-centered, not a company that just basically does not care about your insurance, one size fits all. This one would be, if somebody, I just need some basic coverage, I need to be covered, or I need a lot of coverage, because of different things that may go on with my knee or whatever. But they will make a customized plan, right, Patricia? Yes. For anybody and everybody. So, is that Kristen? All right. So Kristen's gonna give you the overview of what we're doing here. Can you guys hear?
While we're waiting for the volume to get, I'll let you know that the company was started by Jake Norman, who was in real estate. So he all these plan things for like the 1099 and small businesses. Let me inside. Can you hear me? Yes. So
company will offer insurance, whatever. As you know, as a brokerage, we can't give insurance to 1099 people, but in something like this, I mean, again, they're really looking out for the person to your needs. It's not just, here's our programs, and you're gonna pick one, they'll tailor it to you. So we partnered with them to try to bring it to you guys, and then we're thinking maybe it's a good recruiting opportunity for us too, for agents, because it is through us. It's not available to outside agents other than through us. Yes.
Is there some kind of little trifold or something that?
Yeah, we're good. I didn't want to email anything out to you until you heard a little bit of that, because I figured you'd be like, here's another one, okay, and just start it, whatever. But, so now, yes, we're going to get you, yes.
I just wanted to say, Patricia is a quiet storm. I trust her. I have to say this because hopefully it'll help someone. She's always looking for something that's like outside of the box. She's a solid rock. I was just telling Sean that I wanted to let everyone else know. She saved me over $30,000 in student loans from my child.
Woo!
So I'm just saying, I didn't want to be bothered, wouldn't trust it, but I said, you know what, I trust you, do whatever. So it's gone. So, I don't know if that's still there, but still, just looking for things like this. She has a heart for it, but of course, if it's going to help you, go ahead. I just had to say that.
Thank you, Jim. No, I appreciate it.
Quiet storm. That's a good one.
I saw this and asked questions, we looked into it, we looked into it, just to be sure, because me. But anyway, it's worth checking out. It's worth checking out. And we figured, again, like I said, constantly the questions when I talk to agents, trying to, talk to them about coming here or whatever, just to talk to them. And health insurance is a huge thing. So, anyway, thank you. You want to say a last word?
One other thing, if you have clients that are small business owners and they're grappling with it, they're going to open enrollment now. On average, the employer, if they're providing benefits, saves about $4,000 per employee coverage, in addition to the same offer.
And this scheme is ways of supplemental for Medicare?
I don't know that, but I know something came up recently. I'll check for you. See if there's.
And you can check too. You can go on. Thank you, Patricia. We love her. Company with a heart. There it is right there. All right, a couple last items to go over before we get out of here. Janice, do you want to just say a couple words about your final push for lunch break and the drive for food? We've got some, Nick, thank you, from Team Montani. That was a nice bit of poundage. Thank you, Doreen, has some poundage in there. Oh, wow, poundage.
Oh my goodness.
That didn't come out good. Doreen doesn't have poundage. She brought in some poundage.
Oh my God.
We're trying to eat 1,500 pounds of food that we last year.
Cases of canned stuff.
Yeah, she said I specifically got heavy stuff. I said, good.
Amy brought in a lot too yesterday.
Anyway, you want to say something, Janice?
Just thank you to everybody that donated so far. We still have some time. I know it said on the 20th, but I'm going to try and coordinate with lunch break to have everything sent to them on Monday. So if you haven't reached out to your CEO and family, friends, please do. They really are in need of food, non-perishable food. So whatever you can do is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, and
Thank you, Janice.
a little funny story that happened to me. I saw.
This isn't funny. This isn't funny.
Why are they making a joke on such a serious thing? With feeding poor people and that
talking about tampons. It was so funny.
The other thing is, I just want to tell you, we're having very successful deposits. If you didn't do it, you're missing the boat. Because my clients are, whether they're going to get one or not, are thanking me, oh, that was so nice of you, I'm not going to be around. Do you want me to bring it to you? No, you don't have to. It's engagement again. These are the things that you need to do if you want to have relationships, strong relationships, that will end up making you money. So the pie event has been a really good one. We opened it up to the company this year. Not a lot of the agents are doing it. Penny wise, pound foolish. But the ones that are, we're going to have a nice little day on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving where people are coming in. I've got about 10 people. I know Dre's got about 20, maybe more. I know some other people have 5, 6, or 7. How many? 6. Yeah. So again, I'm excited about it. And when Willie Miranda started this, how many years ago, Drew? Whatever. Willie Miranda started this and opened it up to the company. Last year, his company gave 455 out. They had, it was like Grand Central Station. So anyway,
Grand Central Station.
Definitely, this is going to be an annual thing, and really you should embrace it. It's fun too. I want to just say another thing that we're going to be having starting in the new year, some new trainings. We're going to bring you more information about them. They are I believe it's a 9-week course, and what it is there's a small investment on your part, okay, a couple $100, but the instructor and everyone who has taken these courses, the average money that they've made is $75,000. That's the average that the people that have taken this class have made. And I'm going to be talking to a lot of you about taking this class, and then you're going to find out who your instructors are. So anyway, I'm excited about that, and it's a great class. And then lastly, I wanted to go over a few things that I'd like you to think about for 2025.
Can I just mention this other child?
Oh yeah, sure, Anne Marie. I saw you.
She's going around, so, I'll explain to you if you're not sure exactly what to do. There's always something in the area, and that's a wish list. So you don't have to buy everything on the wish list. Okay, we can see the list. I have the tags here, so I'm going to write the information down once you get your child and that are on the tag, and then it gives it to you back to the office unwrapped by Thursday. So every year we've been pretty successful.
We've had great success, and it's another initiative that trying to reach out to the community to help people. What I love about this, Anne Marie's been the point person for us for many years on this, is that the child gets the gift that they ask for. It's not just a random gift that they get. They ask for something specific, and that's what they're getting. So thanks for mentioning that, Anne Marie. So, again, I'd like you to consider these things, 7 decisions for you to make for 2025. Number 1, I am a listing agent. I am a listing agent. You don't realize how many listings are lurking out there in your database. People that want to move, people that you know that want to move, okay? So, make a conscious decision that you are going to be a listing agent. I'm a listing agent because so many agents just, and look, we want buyers, we're going to work with buyers, but listings get you buyers. Listings, people call the listing, buyers call the listing agent. It's happening more and more now. Okay? So that's decision number one. I'm a listing agent. Number two, I will ask for business daily. Okay? I will ask for business daily. And make it a point to ask for business. Now, Nick, you have a lot of good strategies on how to ask, right? I mean, we do too, if you're not sure how to ask for business. But I will ask for business daily. 5 days a week, I will ask for business. Okay? This is your business. I said it before, I'm not trying to be mean or trying to, get on anybody. I love you all. I appreciate you being here. The ones that aren't here, I don't know. But if you're not going to do the business, then what are you doing? What are you doing? If you want to do it, you're going to build great relationships with people, and then they're going to give you business. Denise, did they give you business?
Yes.
Yeah. Did they give you business? Adrian, did they give you business? Janice, did they give you business? They give you business. They will.
Willie Miranda asked me over the last week about our coaching thing, how much of your business this year has been from referral business? And I was like, I don't know. I sat with Ally, and it was basically 97% of my whole business this year.
But you work it.
Yeah.
That's great.
She calls them. She does things. She gives them pop. She knows their birthday. She knows. This is her career. This is her business. So number one, I am a listing agent. Number two, I will ask for business daily. Number three, I will decide that hearing no is not personal. Hearing no is not personal. One of my coaches told me, he said, well, Bob, I was like, I'm a little scared. He said, it's not hot. He said, well, that would be like if you were in a restaurant, a diner, and the waitress came up to you and said, would you like a cup of coffee? And you said no. Oh my God! Someone on coffee. So no is not a bad word. It's a good word. Tom Hopkins, many years ago, my coach, he had me fill out a formula. We figured out how many calls I had to make to get a listing appointment, how many listings, what I would make on the listing. These numbers. And then he would say, this is what you would make. And so every no was worth at that time about $20. He said, so every time you get a no, I just made $20. Because I would know that after 50 calls, I was getting a listing. And that listing was going to make me whatever, whatever it was making. So every one of those no's was leading to that listing. It's statistics. It works all the time. It never fails. It's a numbers game, real estate. And I would say, and it changed my mindset. They'd tell me, no, G. Thanks for the 20. So, no is not personal. Okay? Number 4, organize your contacts. Organize them. Put them into the CRM and make them A pluses, A's, B's, and C's. So you're not wasting your time on C's that are really D's. You should, a good 50 A's will make you hundreds of thousands of dollars if you work the program. Okay? A solid group of A's. So organize your CRM, your contacts. Okay? Number 5, work your database. Brand yourself. Be there. Build these relationships with these people. Okay? They will then do business with you. But more importantly, even than them, they will give you business of their database. Those people. And we have classes, right, Nick, on how to ask. We have some great ones, great scripts, and great classes on how to ask somebody about people in their circle
that are thinking of buying or selling. Just remember, how many people do you know? Hundreds? Well, they know hundreds. So if they trust you and you've built a relationship with them, they're going to recommend you. Number 6. This is a tough one for lots of people, me included. Delegation. Think about the things that make you money in real estate. Taking a listing, taking a buyer out and getting a contract, prospecting calls, right? What are all the other things that you do that aren't making you any money? Loading pictures, writing out things. So, what another trainer, we have an extra trainer, said, probably the getting listings, making sales, that is probably your worth hourly, maybe around minimum $250 an hour, maybe closer to $500 an hour. What is the other things worth? $10 an hour, $15 an hour. So you are doing $15 an hour work. It is proven in the country, NAR statistics, with an assistant, even part-time, doing the $15 hour work, you will make 3 times as much money as you're making now. Proven. Nationwide, not exit, not NAR. Delegate. Delegate things out. It will come back threefold for you. And lastly, have a healthy mindset. Mindset's everything. It's everything in this business. I can tell you. I don't care if you don't know what to say, you don't know anything. When you have a healthy mindset and you feel confident and you have a relationship with these people, it doesn't matter what you say. They will use you. Well, in some cases. So, eat right, don't blame. Oh, market. Oh, that stupid seller. Oh, that stupid buyer.
It's something commercial.
I am. But it's just, it hurts you. You know, we found that all the great, trainers and everybody has said that, when you're blaming or you're accusing or whatever, it's only hurting you. It's not hurting the other, whatever. So get your mindset straight, a healthy mindset. We all have problems. We all have doubts. We all have situations going on. But, your mindset is key. So, just to reiterate, 7 decisions for 2025. I'm a listing agent. I will ask for business daily. I decide that no is not personal. I'm going to organize my contacts. I'm going to work my database, my sphere. I'm going to delegate the little things that I shouldn't be doing because I could be talking and building relationships. And I'm going to have a healthy mindset. I'm going to get myself geared up in 2025. Thanks for being here. I hope you got some value out of this. And,